من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله والرسول فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العظيم. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ثم أما بعد ربي زدني علما. Alhamdulillah, our praises are for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has allowed us and selected us and chosen us, each and every one of us, to respond to the command in the Quran in Surah Jumuah that we're all familiar with, when Allah says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع إلى آخر الآية. Allah has selected us and chosen us and guided us to respond to this command in the Quran, to hasten to the remembrance of Allah. And for this, we say Alhamdulillah. We could have been caught up in other worldly matters, but Allah is telling us, leave off the worldly matters. And towards the end of the other ayah, you know that Allah says, وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ. Allah is the best of providers. So this is the best place for us to be right now. And since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought us here, the purpose of the Jumu'ah Khutbah is for a short reminder. And I will try my best, inshallah, in the 20 minutes that I have, to remind myself and each one of us here about a simple yet profound command in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reminded us several times. And the methodology of making rulings in Islam is not to take one verse of the Quran and make a ruling, or not to take one hadith and make a ruling. So inshallah, in the essence of time, I cannot go through all of the verses of the Quran and all of the hadith, but I will select three each so that we see that we're not making a ruling or an instruction based on one ayah or one hadith. And inshallah today, I want to remind myself and each one of us about the commandment and the instruction about giving salams in Islam. When we say Assalamu alaikum and we respond wa alaikum assalam, where did this come from? Is it just something we do as a custom or tradition? Or is it something that is deeply rooted in our religion? And when we look in the Quran and the Sunnah, we see that the concept of the salam or giving the salam is categorized into four different categories. One, it is from Allah directly, and I will speak briefly about that. Two, it is in the Quran in three different categories. One, it is a communication and a greeting and a type of discussion that happens between the inhabitants of Jannah and the inhabitants of the Samawat. Secondly, it is the communication between the Malaika and the messengers of Allah in conversations that have been recorded in several different surahs in the Quran, and we will go through one or two of them inshallah. So when the angels communicate with the messengers and vice versa, they use Salamu alaikum. And thirdly, we find that it is instruction from Allah for us to use this. And then in the hadith, we will see also that Rasulullah emphasized this both as a command and as an encouragement. Inshallah, Bismillah. We see that Rasulullah said, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 99 names, 100 less one. Whomsoever memorizes these names and call upon Allah with these names, he will enter Jannah. And alhamdulillah, one of the names of Allah is As-Salaam, the source of peace. So from the very beginning, the root of the word comes from a name and an attribute of Allah. And we know that the names and attributes of Allah are 1/3 part of the Tawheed concept. So this Salam comes from our belief in the Tawheed, that Allah is the source of all peace. When we examine the Quran, we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that this is the communication of the people of Jannah. Surah Ibrahim, chapter 14, verse 23. And those who believed and did good deeds shall be admitted to gardens beneath which rivers flow, living thereby forever by the will of Allah.